Beijing tense on Tiananmen massacre anniversary. The BBC's China editor Carrie Gracie has been back to Beijing to find out what young people think today. Chinese security personnel have swamped Beijing's Tiananmen Square on the 25th anniversary of the Beijing massacre. Foreign journalists were ushered away from the square and passers-by were searched and had their papers checked. In recent weeks, the authorities have detained dozens of activists to ensure their silence on the anniversary. The 1989 protesters wanted political reform, but the crackdown was ordered after hardliners won a power struggle within the ruling Communist Party. The authorities classify the 1989 protests as counter-revolutionary riots and hold no memorial. In Hong Kong, however, thousands are expected to take part in a Tiananmen remembrance rally. Activist groups in Taiwan are also marking the anniversary by erecting a huge image of Tiananmen Square during the crackdown. In the weeks before this year's anniversary, the Chinese authorities have detained lawyers, journalists and activists. Rights group Amnesty International said in a statement that 66 people had been detained, questioned, or have gone missing. Internet search terms related to the 1989 massacre and the protests have been blocked, and access on Google has reportedly been restricted. From 1978, China opened up its economy to the world, but communists maintained total control over politics. In 1989, hundreds of thousands gathered in Beijing's Tiananmen Square to call for political reform. Protesters remained in the square for weeks while a power struggle raged within the ruling Communist Party. Hardliners prevailed and gave the order to remove the protesters by force. Hundreds were massacred in nearby streets. The protests were the biggest rally against communist rule since the People's Republic was founded in 1949. Hundreds of thousands called for democratic reforms in a peaceful demonstration largely focused on a gathering in Tiananmen Square. After 6 weeks of protests, the authorities responded on June 4, 1989 with a massacre of hundreds in the streets of Beijing.